Total Energy's CAF Confederations Cup encounter that sees Kaizer Chiefs up against Zesco United. It's a side from South Africa up against a team from Zambia. And it's all taking place in KZN at the magnificent Moses Mabhida Stadium, where when we last checked, over 30,000 tickets had been sold, and an expectation that Kaizer Chiefs could move into the quarterfinal places is high with the Amakosi fans today. Here are the matches that are taking place. Another South African interest is Stellenbosch up against CR Belouizdad, and that's in Group C. Belouizdad topping the group, Stellenbosch second in the group. Fascinating match there to watch out for. And then Al Masri Zamalek is another huge game and has huge impact on what is happening in Group D, which is the group between Kaizer Chiefs and Zesco, where Al Masri and Zamalek sit 1 and 2 on the table as far as that is concerned. So those are some of the games to look forward to. This is the coverage we're about to give you with a stellar panel here in studio. I am your jersey number 10, Thomas Mlambo, and this is going to be a really, really good and, more importantly, important encounter for both of these sides. For Zesco, no points so far to show, and they'll be disappointed they weren't able to get at least a point out of the game against Kaizer Chiefs in the match they played last weekend in Ndola, and now they'll be looking to try and do it the hard way, away from home against the Chiefs side. That gentleman, when I talk to first and foremost closest to me, Sibusisa Vilagazi, and at the far post, Coach Sudesh Singh. Kaizer Chiefs' form right now, 5 games unbeaten. They're the masters of 1-0 champion score.
Yeah, it's been outstanding up to this far. I think it's a team that has been growing in good strength. It's a team that has been finding good combination within the squad, a squad that can easily rotate among themselves. And when you put those individuals, the job is able to be done. The job is able to continue, and they're able to bypass amongst themselves the baton. Which, if I give it to Coach Sudesh, Coach Sudesh is going to come in and equally able to put in a good performance.
And good performances aren't necessarily what you need to go far in the CAF Confederations Cup, because last week in Ndola, it was done ugly. 37% possession, hardly any opportunities, but the goal came early on and the 3 points were in the bank.
Yeah, Thomas, the field conditions didn't help them much. I know you using that word a bit hard, ugly, but they grind out the results. And I think this is something special about this Chiefs team currently, you know. Even in the league, they might not be playing the way we know Chiefs play, but they still get the results. So there's efficiency there from the team.
2 minutes into the game, ball in the back of the net in Ndola, and that was Pule Modi finding that finish off the post from Silva. Modi pounces, and this is what Chiefs have. Yeah. Up front, plenty of goal poaching ability.
Yeah, and Modi for me stays alive. It wasn't the greatest set piece from Maboe, but of course you could see the lack of defending from Zesco also. It was very disappointing, and they'll be really, really disappointed for how they defended that corner kick. But of course, Modi staying alive, using the opportunity under those conditions. It's a team that is very much growing, and I like it.
3 points would take Kaizer Chiefs up to 7 points, tied with Al Masri. And if you're looking at the game coming up later with Al Masri Zamalek, what would be an ideal situation? If assume Chiefs win, what would they want to happen in that game later?
I think the result that could suit Chiefs would be Al Masri winning, you know.
Moving on to 10 points.
10 points, and then Chiefs slip into that, because the draw is still going to keep the group very tight.
And worse, if you're a Kaizer Chiefs fan, Zesco winning makes it even tighter. And this is something that they will be coming to, because Zesco come into this, surely with confidence, in a game that they did dominate last week, but could not find the back of the net in.
But also, Thomas, they should find some form of dignity and a sense of pride also of having to lose 3 games in the group, whereby they want to change that a bit. Because of that, for me, it's been disappointing for a team like Zesco, who have been in this campaign and in the international continent have been thorough good. But at the same time, you find Kaizer Chiefs, who have also been out of it for some time, and they want to be better this season.
Looking at what happened last week in Ndola, 62% of the possession was Zesco's possession. 12 shots. One of them, though, was on target, and that is the problem. And again, maybe it was the pitch. Maybe it didn't help them, their own home pitch, to be a little bit more accurate with what they needed to do. That will not be the case at Moses Mabhida today.
No, you're right, Thomas. Besides the Chiefs game, you look at Zesco and they played Al Masri. Zamalek was the same thing. They create chances. They play very direct. They have a lot of chances, you know, shots on goal. But their efficiency is very poor. You know, their finishing is poor. And I think that's what has let them down in this campaign in Confed Cup.
And Chiefs are able to rely on a very solid defensive setup. what's happening now with Cedric Kazi as well as Ben Youssef is they are just so well organized at the back, and even in the Confederations Cup, it's a struggle for opposition to score.
Yeah, I think also it's the rotation of amongst themselves being ever ready. And I see also the likes of Given Msibango, they're also coming back to the picture, whereby they were losing those centre backs.
And they forced you to hit from far.
Yeah, but also there was a certain moment where, for me, I saw Abini having to go against that central defender. For me, it gave them problems a bit, whereby you'd want to fix that a bit. But up to this far, they are very much stingy. And as I say, the rotation amongst themselves, the likes of McCarthy, the likes of Miguel coming to the picture, Nika, all of them able to deliver, and Munyane also coming in with some good performances, and also is someone who's likely to get injured, but is able to be also able to deliver for Kaizer Chiefs.
Big week for the coaching staff, big week for Kaizer Chiefs. Here was the arrival as Amakosi arrived at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, knowing that this is a week that starts today with the match against Zesco. Then on Wednesday, Stellenbosch in the Nedbank Cup, followed by Al Masri on Sunday. It can either be the best week in Kaizer Chiefs fans' lives or a week they would want to forget. But it begins today against Zesco in terms of making it a fantastic week for them. As they get off the bus, how much do you think about what's next and next and next as a player, or is it only today, Zesco?
I think it's only Zesco today, and trying to have those refreshers that you've played against them away, and you're able to get a victory. And of course, midweek also having to have a good result out of Marumo Gallants. You want to continue from there, especially players that have been instrumental for them. Lilepo, I think, is one person that has been fascinating me in terms of finding the goals and giving them a different personality.
As we see the goalkeepers coming off, it has been a department Chiefs can be really proud of. They're, 13, 14 clean sheets in the PSL?
Yeah, I think Thomas Peterson has been a mainstay in the goals, and you spoke about it earlier on. I think the whole defensive structure, and here we also got to include the two double pivots, Maboe and Ndlovu. I think that has been the key in this transformation of Chiefs,
Those are two key players in the starting lineup, Lebogang Maboe as well as Sipesihle Ndlovu had a fantastic game last time around, and we'll talk about his numbers shortly. Anything else that's been changed by the caretaker coaches at Kaizer Chiefs?
Yeah, I think when you look at the last game they played Zesco, there's only been one change. Lilepo comes in for Mayo, and I think this shows the sign of a good team. I like what the coaches are doing, the consistency, the stability. They're building a solid starting lineup, and that's very important.
Talk about Glody Lilepo. He came on halftime against Zesco a week ago and then put in a massive shift. That earned him now an opportunity to then start the match against the Marumo Gallants, where again he was the hero, and today the story continues for him. Lilepo starts.
Yeah, I think it's been hungry. I think throughout the season he's been giving them something different on the side, which is the dribbling with this. But yeah, with this one, I think.
When you say,
I feel a good goal, man.
I see jersey number 99, Lilepo, hitting a thunderbolt into the back of the net from an incredible position, and I'm on the phone saying, "Hello, Mr. Pushkas. We have a goal in South Africa you need to consider." You're not feeling the same way.
He was trying to find Silva here.
Trust me, guys,
no way. He was trying from that distance.
Give the guy.
I was firing at the goalkeeper.
Give the guy a benefit of the doubt.
No, he was looking for Silva there.
No, he said he saw Arubi coming out.
There's a goal there. I can try and find the goal.
You mentioned he saw Arubi coming out, and he said, "Hey, I think shy."
He looked up and saw something.
Come on, Thomas. I'm telling you, he was looking for a cross, and then Silva was there, and then his foot decided, look, he's got a lot of defenders, let me go to the goal.
We'll see today, though, because he's important today for Kaizer Chiefs.
Very important, Thomas. I mean, he brings a wealth of experience, high work rate, He's a real team player. He's really going to give the Zesco defense a tough time there. So, with him there, Solomon's on the right side, very, very solid. My concern was, on the left-hand side with McCarthy and Modi. It's a new combination, but they did very well. So, Chiefs are looking very, very good, solidly. As I mentioned, no changes. My two key players are Mabo and Ndlovu. They control the rhythm of the game, the tempo of the game. They know when to play long, diagonal, break passes,
Ndlovu, the numbers saying that last game had the most passes for a Kaizer Chiefs player. He was very good when it came to that. He also made 3 tackles, which was really high up on the list in terms of number of tackles made, and 9 recoveries. That's a complete performance from what you think is a really quite attack-minded midfielder.
You speak about complete, Thomas, and I think he's a complete midfielder, a modern midfielder that's able to defend, able to also give in passes in between, and also find him in the final third. I think his game has been growing, he's very diverse, and he gives goals at the same time, and aggression at the same time.
And he did what he had to do in a match where that's what he needed to do,
100%.
right? Given the conditions, the silky, ability to combine, that was not the day for that.
Able to adapt. But I like the combination between the two because it reminds me of the days of Midfield United. So they find themselves again.
This was the day in Ndola. It was a day where Zesco came to be physical and exert that physicality on Chiefs. Chiefs, they survived that pressure, that physicality, took all three of the points. Will we see more today, Coach?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned last week, Thomas. I think Chiefs, where they got it right here was the game management. They started from scoring an early goal and they maintained that. We look at the Zesco team, they made 6 changes from the last game. Omondi comes in for his first appearance in goal. There's interesting Lindom Konta, the Swazi international. He comes into the team. Mutoshi Luka, it's his first game. Derek Obama came on last week as a sub, but the guy up front who makes things happen is Amin Haiva,
And you speak about up front, yes, Amin was very, very important for them up front and has been that all season long for them, but they've decided to beef up in the transfer window up front.
Yeah,
Number 37, Alvis Adai.
From Ghana.
The Ghanaian, who was a top goal scorer in Niger, has joined the club and is now lurking and ready to be thrown in if needed today. They've beefed up.
Yeah, importantly, because they haven't been finding the goals at the same time because of, you look at Amina, who scored 4 goals, in the domestic league up to this far. So they needed to help, they needed someone to help him also. When they put him on, it's able to help the team. So they needed to change the results because of the form at the right time now. It's lost. So they need to find a bit of confidence to take themselves out of this situation.
It's time to hear now from the coaching staff and get a sense of how they're feeling for this one. Matthews and Ndlovu in charge of Zesco United. It's desperate times. If they don't win today, it will be over for Zesco. Essentially, there will be no way that they could get into the top 2 places with just 2 games remaining and Zamalek and Mal Masri having to play later. It's must win for Matthews and Ndlovu Zesco side today in Durban. For Kaizer Chiefs, the chance to go into the quarterfinal places happens today. 3 points moves them into second in the group now. Let's hear what Khalil Ben Yusuf has to say around that and the plan